Tell him the Rook
that.
sent you.
Nothing like that. 3 names: Hope Walz, Dylan Brian Adams, Brian Lozinski. Hope Walz is the daughter of Tim Walz, and she's fair game now. She's an adult. Dylan Brian Adams is 33 years old. He's a fiscal analyst in the Walz administration. He has been found caught red-handed keying Teslas to the tune of $20,000 in damage. And Brian Lozinski is the McAllister hypocrite who lives in the suburbs but wants to call for the overthrow of the country because we're an evil, imperialistic, white supremacist place and we shouldn't exist. And he is helping to craft Walz educational standards. Who do you want to start with? You want to start with Hope?
We got to start with Hope.
Please, yes.
Let's start with Hope Walz, who's given other indications of her ideological leanings. For example, informing George Floyd weekend rioters about movements of the National Guard, which she could only be getting from her father by being maybe even in the same room and overhearing a phone call, or maybe just flat out asking him, hey, Dad, is the Guard on the way? And he might have said, no, that's not going to be until tomorrow. So she gets on the horn and starts texting the rioters, no National Guard tonight. Okay. And you got the wife, who liked the smell of the riot.
Burning. Yeah.
But now you got Hope is in the news, in the Daily Mail, if we can call that the news. But she's 24 now, and she made a viral TikTok video in which she insists that if Jesus Christ was on Earth, Trump would deport him as an MS-13 gang member. I'm having trouble connecting those dots, but if Jesus were alive today in the United States, this administration would already have taken him and removed him from this country without due process, she said. Walz added that the Trump administration would have claimed that he was a member of the MS-13 gang in a way to try to justify not giving him due process. But yeah, people don't want to talk about that, the Minnesota governor's daughter added. And so she got, is 46,000 views a big deal on TikTok? There's just a score of photographs, as only the Daily Mail can do. Scores of photographs of her and Abrego Garcia, and the responses she's getting to her TikTok are, yes, we are all Kilmar, meaning Abrego. No due process is coming for natural citizens, one person wrote. He was taken to El Salvador. Here's the problem, and I can illustrate this as today's show plays out. The problem now is that crime in this country, in this society, and it's certainly a sign that we're headed in the wrong direction. We're headed for destruction. But crime in this country is soon to be, if it's not already, going to be defined purely by your political position. That will, based on your political position, it will be determined whether a crime has been committed or not. For example, the left says Abrego Garcia is a great guy, totally innocent, no evidence of any crimes, which happens to be the case, I guess. And they say he's damn near close to canonization. The other side, the right side, said, no, he's illegal. Trump wants to deport him. So if Trump wants to deport him, he's a saint. So I don't know. We went through this last week. Is he a good guy or is he not? I don't know. Because what's taken over, see, people in this country don't think anymore and discuss. They only react. So if Trump wants to deport somebody, it's just fate that would suggest that person is great and shouldn't be deported. That's where we are. And I don't know. I don't know about this. He's got MS-13 tattooed on his knuckles, but So I guess
Maybe he's on leave.
I don't know.
I found her message on TikTok. I can play it to you, but I'll be holding the phone up to the microphone, so it's your call if you want to try that or not.
Well, go ahead. We'll give it a try. If we can't hear it, we'll end it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Hold on.
Giving him due process.
Hold on.
Homegirl, he hot.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Never mind.
It was a good
Bad
idea.
experiment.
Never mind. It was a failed
That was fun.
experiment.
That was a fun time.
Sorry about that.
So that's
Cheers.
one name with the Walz administration. That's Hope. That's the daughter. And if Jesus was alive today, so I think what she's intimating is that Trump would be opposed to Jesus. I'm not sure that would be true. In other words, if Jesus was alive today,
The Christ.
he would be deported. Because what? Why? Would he be illegal? Or?
Yeah, why? I don't understand that.
Yeah. So it's Hope though, and I don't think a lot of common sense comes out of the Walz household. Now you got Dylan Bryan Adams. He has been found to have been vandalizing Teslas.
Joe, she is remarkably ignorant.
Who?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
back to
watched. Oh, I'm sorry. I watched any of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goodness. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, she's training then to be following her father's
Oh my
footsteps.
Lord, help us.
Dylan Bryan Adams. Okay, he damaged 6 vehicles to the tune of $21,000, which each of the 6 incidents is a felony damage to property. He's a Department of Human Services fiscal analyst. He has been arrested on the suspicion of causing this damage. He's on film doing it. Minneapolis Chief Brian O'Hara held a press conference on Thursday, along with MPD investigator Sergeant Rob Lechko, to announce the arrest and pending charges. Now, I would stop right there. Would the chief have held a press conference for the arrest of a Tesla vandalizer, no matter who the vandalizer was?
No, probably not.
No way.
See, I'm thinking they would have.
Really?
Only because it would be a feather in their cap, because so many Teslas are getting vandalized that they might want to crow about finally catching somebody who did it. Right?
Yeah.
4 video clips were shown during the press, and it just turned out it happened to be this knucklehead.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Right.
4 video clips were shown during the press conference that had been obtained from the victim's onboard surveillance cameras. And once again, for you attending seminars at the Gumption County Institute for the Criminally Incompetent, Teslas are basically a rolling film studio.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they're going to watch you do this.
Yeah. You have no privacy if you're on the road next to a Tesla.
The video showed a white male who in most of the cases had a dog with him while appearing to key or vandalize Teslas in downtown Minneapolis and one at Target in North Minneapolis. O'Hara said the video show what is believed to be the same suspect. Jail records show Dylan Bryan Adams, 33, was booked into custody last Wednesday morning on probable cause charge of damage to property. Adams was released from custody just over 24 hours later, pending formal charges. Available public records indicate that Adams is a state of Minnesota employee working as a fiscal policy analyst for the Department of Human Services. The New York Post claims in an article about the arrest that a spokesperson for Walz told them that Adams is not a political appointee in the Walz administration, but is one of more than 40,000 state employees. Okay, I buy that. It's not like this is a hand-picked guy from Walz. This is just a 33-year-old guy they hired as a fiscal analyst. Crime Watch Minneapolis posted on March 29 that a white male with a dog had been observed in downtown Minneapolis damaging Teslas. Dispatch audio from the time of the incident indicated that the man had been under surveillance by police at the time and that other officers stopped him on that date for identification. There was no indication of
Hold on, pause. So when he was doing this, he was already under investigation for doing this.
That's right.
Fail.
Well, Kenny, to answer that, Chief O'Hara said that the incidents took place beginning on March 18th.
Yeah.
They had him under surveillance. March 18th happened to be an interesting date. Does anyone recall?
Why is that, Joe?
Well, March 18th was the day that Walz, when he was on his vaudeville tour, said that he was laughing about the
The stock.
the declining Tesla stock.